I know we talked before we got started about the reasons for why you're in here. I know violation of drug court. I know you've had some problems with cocaine, being in possession of it,
Yes, sir.
being addicted to it for a bit. How did that start? Take me back in time to the first time you even got your hands on cocaine.
Well, it was, I had to deal with wrong crowd, you know what I mean? I was younger, wanted to be cool, wanted to be one of the cool guys, so you start off doing this, and next thing you know, you're dealing with cocaine, and then you get addicted to it, and it's just a terrible cycle, It could have led to something worse as far as like heroin or something like that. Thank God it didn't. I went through a lot of ups and downs with that. Still fight every day with it, got to do the NAAA meetings, stuff like that. Rehabs, those, they give you tools to go through life, with being an addict, which, kind of helps you. So,
was there any, because you were young, back, you're still young, man, you're 39 years old.
Thanks.
But I didn't want it to sound like that.
It's all right.
But being, a teenager, was there peer pressure involved in saying,
yes.
come on, Joe?
Yeah, a lot of peer pressure. That's what a lot of it boils down to, is peer pressure, I think, for me anyway. Like I said, you want to be part of the cool crowd. You see people doing things, and one thing leads to another, and before you know it, you're hooked.
Did you find that you had to be deceptive in any way to prevent your parents or your family from finding out what your habit was?
Oh, all the time. You always have to try to stay one step ahead of them, and, make sure you don't come in looking, like you're under the influence or anything. So, that was always the case, all the time.
When you were first arrested on that, did you feel tempted to run, or did you surrender gracefully?
I just surrendered. Because I knew if I ran, I was going to get caught in the long run. So it doesn't even, for me, it doesn't make sense for me to run. I'll just do my time, and hopefully one day I'll be back on track, which I'm planning on doing soon.
Yeah, excellent. And I want to touch on that GED and your new life. But when you were going through that addiction to cocaine, what was that in living a double life? Was that hard on you to try to say, all right, yes to your friends and no to your family? I'm really this guy.
Well, once you get into it and you start, the addiction takes you over, then it's like you just don't care anymore about your family members. You're running full steam down the track, with the addiction. So it's like, at first it was a little hard, but like I said, once it gets you, once it grabs you, the addiction grabs you, and you're just along for the ride at that point.
What happened to you physically, emotionally while you were taking cocaine? Did it take you over?
Oh yeah, weight loss, one of the big things. Up all night, wasn't getting no sleep like that. Having to always look over my shoulder, and didn't know if the cops were there or what was going on. So yeah, it's just a terrible scene, that whole addiction.
It's still the biggest problem here at the Jersey Shore, Monmouth, Ocean County. I'm sure you're aware of. How can there is no easy solution, and lawmakers, law enforcement continue to go after it, come up with programs to help. What has helped you break the habit?
Certain people in my life, sponsors, certain counselors. You gotta have that one person that actually believes in you. If you get that one person, then it gives you a little hope. And you see other people that been through the same thing or been through the same situations, and and they made it out. So you gotta tell yourself, if they did it, then I can definitely do it. And you just keep pushing with that. It's just the people that been through it. That's what makes you stronger.
I know you've been in and out on those related offenses, on that cocaine charge. How hard is it to just be released, go back into your regular life, and then all of a sudden you find yourself back in the throngs of addiction again?
That one's it's really hard because again, the people you surround yourself with, you try to stay away from them, but it always comes back. You know, they always come back around, and it's hard to just dissociate yourself from them and like, I can't do this right now. But that's one thing that a lot of people have to do. Like, if you really want this to work, you have to just say, look, man, our time together was good, but it's time for me to move on. That's what I'm planning on doing. You know, when it's time for me to go, I'm just going to go about my business, and that's it. Start anew.
What was it like to me? I know you were busted on possession, but you know, watching the drugs go from hand to hand, paying for drugs. What are those conversations like? Is it kind of like here, and it's like kind of dark in the night, find a place where nobody could see it?
You kind of hit it on the head. It's kind of like some back alley stuff. You know, here, take this, I'll give you that, and you know, you kind of set it up that way. I mean, some people you know, some people you don't know, so it's like, it's always scary. It's always a risk. You never know what's going to happen. Are you going to get robbed? Is the guy going to try to, you know, shoot you or whatever and take your stuff? You never know. So it's always very scary.
Did you ever walk into any of those transactions fearing for your life?
Many a times I did, because I never knew, you know, what the other person was thinking. So yes, definitely.
Do you feel that, or do you find that in the last 20 years, let alone the last 5, that access to drugs has gotten easier?
It depends. I mean, depends on who you know, really. I mean, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. I mean, that's like a little gray area there, because it all depends on who you know and who you surround yourself with. They might have a better connect than this guy might have, so it's like you never really know.
Did you ever find yourself in trouble or meeting some big-time drug lord or drug pin, or was it just some friends on the street that you knew did cocaine?
Yeah, I was a small fish. I never really tried to be there or wanted to be there. It was more of trying to feed my own addiction. So that's where my route went.
What do you think should be done or can be done to better attack the drug epidemic in New Jersey Shore? It all starts with the younger kids coming up, you know. The opiate situation with the pills, I hear that's a big thing now. You know, a lot of kids are getting addicted to the pills, and then once they can't get the pills, they go to a cheaper source, which is like heroin or cocaine or whatever the case may be at that time. So I mean, I think the whole pill situation has to be under wraps as far as you know, who the doctors are prescribing them to, and watching how much they prescribe to them, because all you need is a couple and you're addicted. So yeah.